Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on the Magical Mystery Tour. I've got a heap of new stuff. Some of it is brand new, some of it is new to me today. We've got everything from eyeshadow palettes, foundations, blushes, bronzers, powders, a lot, lipstick. So before we get to that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads, and if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's go play. So I've got some of the new Morphe range. NARS have released a new blush bronzer palette, which will be the same but different. What else have I got in here? I've put mainly Morphe in there. I've got new Fenty gloss bombs that are the glittery ones, and I've got the Glossier foundation, which is new to me, not new. Nothing had really made me want to try this brand, but I'm doing it. So there are some products that I don't have here that you may end up being on camera, may not. Everything will be listed though. I have already primed, and like concealer's not new. So what have I got? Let's start with this. Glasses on and off, you know the drill. The Glossier Stretch Fluid Foundation. Apply 1 to 2 pumps. A light to medium coverage natural finish. I've heard a lot about this. People are raving about this, so I thought I need to try it. See what it looks like on mature age skin. 1 to 2 pumps onto clean, moisturised skin and blend for a seamless finish. Add more for extra coverage. This is water-based. I've got the shade Light 2. So stretch foundation, I'm assuming it means it's got some stretch in the colour shade. I did match this at the airport when I was very, very tired. So let's see how we go with this. Okay, so it's a decent weighty sized. Now, I just unscrewed it instead of pulling the lid straight off. 2 to 3 pumps, they said. So that's sort of how much it has given us. That was probably 2.5 because the first pump was only half a pump. It looks thick there, like it's a thicker product, which means normally I love this Revlon brush, but when it's a thicker viscosity, brushes can leave brush marks on your face, which is where a beauty blender comes in handy. Thinner products, brushes are better. Thicker products, sponges are better. I don't have a wet sponge here. I am going to apply it with the brush to start with. And if I need to blend, I'm just going to use a puff to blend. Can I match myself or what? Now, I haven't used this, like I said, I just literally went, well, I'll colour match it. Killing time at the airport. It's the worst thing, is me killing time at the airport. I'm sure Mecca, even though they don't have a huge amount there, I'm sure the Mecca loves it. So, I am going to put together this year a favourite foundations for our age group. It's taken a while because I have got over 100, so I'm going, and I keep adding to it clearly. I am going through to retry everyone because it's been a while since I've used some of them, and a current fave may not be an overall fave or a newbie, but people are right, this is good. I will say it is a foundation feeling product. It doesn't feel particularly lightweight on the skin like a skin tint does, but I wouldn't expect it to given the viscosity of it, given how thick it is, and that's going to be more than enough. Like, I reckon I would start with 1 pump, maybe 1.5 pumps, because like that's heaps left still. Oh, itchy face. Yeah, that's looking good. And the brush works fine with it. I'm just building it up a bit now just because I've got all this product here. And it does build beautifully. Stamping that on to give fuller coverage. Okay, let's work the rest of that into this brush. Really work it into the brush. Looks like I'm just pushing it around the plate, but it's worked it right into the bristles so that when you stamp, and you could do that with half a pump, when you stamp it'll disperse more evenly and even down to the fact that you probably wouldn't need as much because I've got way too much coverage on here, I think. But why not? I'm just going to conceal under my eyes now. Now, while the concealer is not anything new, I just want to talk about, because I've got a few Morphe products, I just want to talk about their newer brushes. So they've got the brand new one, which is the antibacterial range, which is these ones. They've also got these ones, which are the bamboo ones. I think they've got this brush in a couple of different stages. This is one of the best under eye concealers brushes you'll come across. But the whole new range of brushes are bloody great. Just as an FYI. Now, while I've been waiting for my foundation and concealer to dry down, because I like it to dry down, I have prepped my eyelids, done my brows. But let's have a look. Like that coverage, it's got a glow. I'm about to remove some of that glow, but it will come back. That's really nice coverage on that foundation. So Morphe have released a few products and I have got some of them here. I have got their Bake and Set powder along with their Cloudlight powder. Now this should be a finishing powder, should work like Hourglass. Should. Let's check out the Bake and Set. I got the shade Translucent. Wasn't going for anything crazy there. So it is standard little siftery, not sifter, just holes. Okay, for a translucent it is yellow. Now what I will, oh, it feels like it's at least like it's a good triple mil. That is so soft. Let's have a quick look at this. 16-hour staying powder, set makeup for 16 hours, up to 16 hours wear, minimise shine for up to 24 hours, and smooth pores and fine lines with its lightweight, talc-free, finely milled, silky loose powder that sweeps on with an imperceptible, soft, natural finish. The writing's so small I'm struggling to read. To set, apply the powder with a powder brush by tapping off excess, standard, blah, blah, blah. To bake, apply powder with a puff or a damp beauty sponge. Just trying to look. It's got starches and that in it. So, let's go. We will set. This is just a Morphe taper brush for under eye. Just so it is quite, sorry if you can hear my neighbours mowing his lawn. It is quite, looked quite yellow as a translucent, but that being said, it's not translating as quite yellow. Don't forget to tap it off. Now I'm going to use a bigger brush now because I like to use a smaller taper brush in the T-zone. As we move to the larger area, I prefer a bigger brush for powders. Just a grabbing. This is just an old Real Techniques brush. Because this will lightly set. The bigger your fluffier brush, it's going to not put as much powder in the one space. I don't generally bake. May do after. We'll see. I've got the Glow recipe, Watermelon Glow, Niacinamide, Flush. I think that this could break down product. But what I'm going to do first is my bronzer and contour, liquid bronzer and contour. I picked up, when Rare Beauty came out, I think you'll remember, I picked up the shade, let me see. I picked up the shade Mellow, which was the second lightest colour. So she had, I think, 6 shades, and they're cool tone, warm tone, cool tone, warm tone, cool tone, warm tone. So that was more warm tone. I also picked up the shade Gentle, which, can you see? This is the cool tone. I'm just going to swatch them on my hand, which just goes to show that I really liked it to get the second shade. So that is the shade Mellow, that is the shade Gentle. So if you are fairer skinned, these are the 2 shades for you. This is the more warmer toned, Mellow. This is a bit cooler toned with a grey base. That is the shade Gentle. So I am going to use the actual contour today. So the shade Gentle. I use Mellow as more of a bronzer. So look at your face in the mirror. If I turn, as I start to turn, like I've got nothing on, nothing to give me contour, to give me bronzer now, but there is depth in my face. I have natural, underneath my cheekbone, I have this natural contour line here, but I also have the contour dip there. So I could follow this around to there, but what I'm going to do is go down and a little dot there. I'm not trying to change and totally lift up my face. What I'm doing is following my natural lines. Just grabbed a smaller brush for now, and I'm just going in and blending those dots there. Alright? Not doing anything other than just tapping them out. Now this, I've probably put too much on, but the great thing about this particular product, and this is where I may need to bake after, is that this just blends beautifully. So I'm just stamping up. This is just a cheap, like I'm talking cheap, it's a W7 brush. So this side I didn't put as much on, so it's blending much easier. So what I'm going to do is lift some of this product off here, clean off this brush, and then restamp. And so you can see just by looking at where the natural shadows were. We're going to bake, like I'm pulling that up, and we are going to, this is where we'll bake. I'm just creating shadow. I am going to use bronzer after, but bronzer and contour are different. I'm not doing all the, let's get a trend and let's lift our face and do all of that shite. Contouring down. Changing. It's more about, for me, creating shadow and changing my face from looking super round, because my face is, I always say round, but in actual fact it's more blockish, it's more squarish. So by adding shade and light, we change the shape. And this is really contouring, not bronzing. Okay. Now, I'm just going to use what's left. Well, no, maybe not. I was going to say I'm just going to use what's left on my brush, but I'll just grab what's around the barrel on this and just use this on my nose. And under the lip. So what we've essentially done is carve some shadow into our face. I get that people use contours to lift their face, but contour is a true contour with grey base. If you're putting it up here, yeah, it'll make here look narrow, right? And it may lift it, but it also completely changes your face because it's trying to create shadow. Take a closer look. We're so focused on this part when people put their contour up here to lift, and I get it, but look at this part of their face, because this part of their face can look really wide. This is my widest part of my face here. Like, it's the widest part of my face. I want that to look smaller. I'll lift my eyes with eyeshadow and such, but I've got hooded eyes. I don't need to lift here. I need to make here look narrower. I don't want to look like, if I could grab him, a character from Nightmare Before Christmas, went completely blank. So this is where, if you feel you've gone too hard, I've got a puff and I just want to correct where I've gone down just a smidgen too much. So this is where I bake. And just leave that there for now. Next up, this makes me nervous. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Blush Flush. This is Berry Flush. This is skincare. This is not a makeup product as such. It is actually skincare. So, again, it makes me nervous, and I'm not putting that directly on my face. I will work it into, it smells like your typical Glow Recipe product. I will work that into a brush before stamping it on my face. If you're wearing just the lightest tint or just a primer, this is where this would probably be good. I just don't know how it's going to go over. Like, I've worked that right in. How it's going to go over this without breaking it down, which is stamping it, because again, it is skincare. It is not a makeup product. Work that right into the brush. And I do feel like it's possibly lifted it just a little. That's okay. I would probably wear this on, like I said, on a super lightweight day. It's okay. It's not blowing my mind. Now, as I've brought out the cheek palette, now I got the Hot Escape Cheek Palette 2, which is for my colouring. Yeah, Hot Escape Cheek Palette 2. There are a few different shades, 3 or 4. So this is the yellow one for fairer skin tones. It has, let's have a look. The bronzer is Laguna 3 bronzer, Electra High, I'm gonna hold this up. Laguna 3 bronzer, Electra Highlighting Powder. Then the blush shades are Topless and Dominant. That's not the, that is matte, that is glowy. Laguna's not new to anyone, but we're here. So let's use one of the new Morphe brushes and go in to the Laguna bronzer. I used this already, used it on holidays, used the bronzer as my transition shade for a light makeup. It's Laguna. It's how we expect it to perform. Going into the travel kit from Morphe now. Going into this, I took these with me. This is quite pink. Again, okay, sorry, neighbours with his whippersnipper now. Now going into the topless. Tap that off. Just take that over. I swear I don't have blush blindness. I swear. When I spray it down, it diffuses. You will see. You will see. You already know if you know me. Going in now with the highlighter, and just because it is right next to me, grabbing the travel brush, these are great little brushes, into this highlighter, just over the edges there, and I'm really liking this. I will use this a fair bit, I think. Now this you can either dust off or you can spray it down. And I am going to spray it down just now. Fan that down. This softens your blush and your bronzer. And we'll do another spray when I finish. So, eyes. Morphe have 2 new palettes in their range. They have Forbidden Honey, which is the more pinks. Look at this. It's got that chromey sort of shade in the middle. I've got to stick my finger in it. And they also have Pulp Fantasy, which is a little bit more cool tone and blue. I was going to use this one today, but I think, I can't help it, I've got to use this. These 9 pans from Morphe are really good, like really good. So I want to say this says Never Vanilla. How am I kidding? Can't read it. This light shade here, this is just literally going to be flesh toned. It's not going to do much except give us a base. Let's just let it do its thing and fluff that all over the TV screens that are my eyelids. Going in now to this cool tone neutrally colour. Like I said, I'm loving these palettes at the moment. I think they should stick to these. Get rid of even their 18 pans, certainly their bigger ones, but I think their 9 pans for them are the way to go. They're just a different level of quality. So this is really nice and cool toned. Blending out really nice. Going in now with this slightly darker cool tone here on the outer corner. Of course, we are going to use that for sure. Now, I'm not using all the shades. There's too much going on in here. But I think you could make some really amazing looks out of it. Back into this second shade. Just to blend that out. You see that's done that super easy. Now, I mean, let's just for a second, I'm going to swatch these 3 shimmers because we've used the 3 mattes, right? 1, 2, 3. So that's the 3 shimmers. Do you need all 3 of them? Probably not. Much of muchness. Now let's go to this shade and these. Love that lilac-y purple. And then we've got that. See, they excite me. They're all the shimmers there. You could get rid of at least one of them. What does that mean for us right now though? It means I've got stained fingers. I am going to first up grab Mecca Max Navy. This is the Mecca Max Zoom Liner in Denim. Hoping I don't leave a stain on under my eye from my finger. We are going to use that blue underneath. So I think we'll start there next. So going into this blue shimmer. And just stamping. And you could use this as a liner on your upper eye should you wish. Now I'm just going to clean off a little bullet brush and just diffuse that back and forth. I'm not going in with any other shade at this point in time. Coming down to where I crease naturally. Clean that brush off again in between. You can see it's softened the line. So it's looking a bit intense at the moment. Now, what are we doing on the top? Look at that. Let's just... Okay, so I think I'm going to use this purpley lilac over this part of the lid, and then I will bring that chromey shade up in a second. And we will blend them together. But, I mean, I really like that. Now, fingers with shimmers are just the best if you can do it. Let's bring this up here and blend over. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. See, now you could make them a bit more intense if you wanted. I'm really happy with where that is at. Now this chrome, I am just going to spray and bring under the eye. Push that up around the curve of the socket. It does it naturally. Only need to go up to essentially where the outer part of your iris starts. Oh, I like that. Now what I'm going to do is, where did I just put that? I'm just going to go into that lilac now. Not going to spray it, but I'm just going to, because the brush is still a little bit damp, I'm just going to put that little bit there blending into the blue. Now this blue, you can just the outer part of your eye, right on your lash line, to essentially give you a bit of depth to your lashes. I'm not coming past that lilac though. Oh, look it! This is the Kylie liner in Cinnamon. And I'm literally just softening that with my finger. I do have, before I do my lips, I do have this Cloudlight Soft Glow Veil. So I got the lighter shade Dawn Vanilla with Balancing Pink. I was really tossing up between this and the next shade up, but I did what they said and I had a look and it said that this was the shade for me. So let's rub our finger in it and have a look at that. I would not put that under my eyes for sure. Let's get a big powder brush. This is a finishing veil, like I said. Let's see, does this compare to Hourglass? So I'll use it the same way that I use Hourglass, and that is just to gently sweep. And it should melt everything together. Actually, I probably can use a bit of a brush there, but I wouldn't use a pressed puff for this. What I'm going to do is, before I do my lips, I think this will be a really good savvy alternative to the Hourglass. I'm going to set my face down now, give it a really good soaking and fan it down dry and put some mascara on, and I'll be back with some lip gloss. Okay, so we are set down, we are mascaraed. I just used the House Labs mascara. For those of you that saw how hard I had to work at it when I did the House Labs review, I'm loving it now. Gets better, which is great because it's coming to Sephora in Australia, which we love. I have the Morphe Lust Potion in the shade Thirst Trap. This has got blue sparkles, bluey, goldy. It's a passion fruit scent. Chemical passion fruit. So this is going to be subtle. This would be really good over a really intense lip. I have not done that because I'm going, where? Oh, spent ages trying to work out which one I wanted out of these because they were also pretty with just slightly different colour flecks. And I decided to go for this because it was a cooler tone. Even though it's got warm toned in the golds in there, it's still a cooler tone lip potion. And I've got enough warmer tones. That is it. I love this palette. Hoping the other one performs the same. Like, look at that. Glossier. Have I not liked anything that I've used today? No. I've liked everything. The NARS palette is... I haven't bought a NARS palette in a long time. I got one sent to me a couple of years ago. Don't think I've bought a NARS quad palette for... I couldn't even tell you when. Really liking that. You can see it has settled down a bit. The Rare Beauty, really liking that as well. But the standouts for me today would probably... The powder's great too, the Morphe powder. Standout for me today is definitely this eyeshadow palette. And I'm really liking this foundation. I will pin a comment down the bottom to tell you how it's worn. I'm heading out for the day now. I don't think I'll do a check-in later, but I will let you know how it's worn. So, what do we think? I like it, I like it, I like it. A lot. Morphe. Who'd have thought they'd be making a comeback? They were on my radar to be gone by the end of this year. I don't think they are. They're coming in hard again. New management? Have they been sold? Anyway, my loves, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends. This Glossier foundation sits really nice on mature skin. Really nice. Look at that highlighter. Look at me glow. Till next time, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends. Already said that. Come along, hang out, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you next time. Bye.